Okay, hello friends, this is Yusuf here. Welcome to part 5 of our Crash Course HTML. Okay, so in this video, we're gonna continue from where we left. Okay, so this time we're gonna see about form tag. Okay, so form tag is actually under the form tag we have a list of other tags which we can use to build up a form so that we can collect user data. So forms are one of the primary thing in HTML or even in web, okay, to collect the data from the user. So wherever you go to email, the Gmail, you type user ID password, what you see it's a form. And in case of any registering new user, you fill up your first name, last name, all the things, okay, everything is comes under form. And also when we submit a form, whatever the data we enter in the form will be submitted to the backend, which we can take for further processing. Okay, so to get started, we're gonna start with the form tag, input tag, and label tag for this video. But we're gonna see how that input tag is gonna have a lot of types, which will help us to collect various different aspects of input from the user. Okay, let's get started. So here I have opened a new HTML document 05 form input, and here I open the same with the browser. Okay, let's get started with the boilerplate, and let's say form inputs. Okay, fine. So first of all, we have a tag with the name form itself. Okay, that is a parent tag to surround all the elements of the form. Okay, now as I said, so label will be used to give a label. Okay, so say for example I say first name. Okay, and then I can have an input tag where type, we have different type. Okay, by default the type is text. Okay, if you want you can give text as a type as well. Okay, name attribute is basically the attribute name under which the value will be captured. Okay, we'll see the useful of this name attribute when we submit the form. Okay, so I'm going to give first name. Okay, and then save. So with this code, if you see the result, we get a simple text box with the text input field. Okay, so now let's try to understand various types of form. Okay, so that we can get different inputs. Okay, let me give beta here. So now the next type what we're gonna see is actually number. Okay, number will be used to collect number input. Okay, so as you can see, here you can't type any text. Okay, it will not work, only the number will work, and there will be one increment decrement button will come, which you can use to increase or decrease. Okay, few additional things with number, we can have something like minimum, okay, and maximum value. So if you provide that, what will happen, uh, it will restrict that with that number. Okay, as you can see, you can start from 1, you can't go below that. Okay, and if you go above, you can't go after 10. Okay, even if you input manually a bigger number, okay, but when you submit the form, the validation will happen. Okay, we'll see that also in action. Okay, so the next thing what we want to see is actually password. Okay, so type password. So that will bring a password box where you can type. It will be in here, masked. Okay, that is password. And let's see a few more. Okay, we have one for email. Okay, uh, so this will have email validation automatically. Okay, so if you type something, okay, to demonstrate the usefulness, let's uh, give a submit tag. Okay, so when you give input type equal to submit, so what will happen, there will be a button coming in with the submit in. Okay, and if you press this, the form will get submitted. So as of now, let's see if I type something, okay, and then click submit, there is a validation happening. Just because this input tag we told that the type of email. Okay, so the email validation will happen here. Okay, but it is basic validation only. It will check for @ symbol. So if you put the @ okay, then it will pass, and something it will pass. Okay, but anyway, it's a validation happening like that. Now see, if you give 11 as a number here, if you click submit, it say it should be 1 to 10. Okay, because we are given a minimum and the maximum number here. Okay, okay, now let's get started. See a few more tags. Okay, uh, similarly we have a telephone tag type. Okay, telephone, and you can give some name. attribute. Interesting thing is it can take a pattern. Okay, so pattern is a regular expression where you can give the control how we want to collect the input. Okay, so say for example we want something like we want a 0 to 9 of 2 character. Okay, then there should be a hyphen. Okay, then again between 0 to 9 we can have another 3 numbers. Okay, so if you say, see what happens if you submit. Okay, where is this telephone, this one. Okay, type 1 2 3, submit, it will tell it's not matching with the pattern. So how do we match with the pattern? Basically, as you can see, we need to give like 2 number, like 1 2 hyphen, then 3 number 1 2 3. Okay, then it will match. Okay, that is the beauty of telephone pattern. Okay, okay, now let's see few more. Yeah, so next what we're gonna see is actually checkbox. Okay, checkbox. So checkbox will just give one checkbox. Okay, so which you can use to select the value. Okay, like that. Okay, similarly we have one for radio. Save, you can see the radio coming in. Okay, then we can have something called range. Okay, so range is used to get this kind of slider that you can use to get some kind of maybe percentage of the data, like between 0 to 100, what is the value, like that. Okay, yeah, a few more interesting we have, like type color, which will give us one palette. If you click, it will open up a small palette where you can choose the colors. Okay, and you can change this whatever it is, and when we submit, it will submit with this RGB value. Okay, that's color. And we have date for date picker. So it will come like this. If you click, drop down will open. You can choose the date. Okay, it's a cool feature. We are not using any CSS or anything. Okay, it's a plain HTML feature, HTML5 feature. Okay, that's date. And like that we also have time. Okay, let me correct this thing. Okay, radio range, color, CLR, date time. See why I'm changing the name property, because when we submit the form, all the values will be captured with this name property. Okay, let's see that when we finally submit the form. Okay, cool. So time, let's see here, time will come. Okay, where you can choose the time with the AM, PM and so on. Okay, okay, what else we have? Yeah, so we have something called file, which will give for file upload. Okay, let's give file. So where you can see the button with the text no file chosen. Okay, is there. If you click, it will open up a dialog box where you can choose the file. Okay, so if you choose something, then the file name will come here. Okay, that's the beauty. And let's, the final tag what we're gonna see is actually of type button. Okay, of type. So button is actually, you can see here the button without any text. Okay, if you want to have a text, you need to have value. Okay, and then say, then the value will come here. The difference between this button and this button is actually it is of type submit, but this is of just button. Okay, if you click, nothing will happen. So if at all you want to do some action with this button, we can have, we can write JavaScript for that. We can add an event listener and then do it. That anyway we will learn during the JavaScript section. Okay, but this button, when you give an input with the type submit, automatically it comes with the submit feature. Okay, so that is the beauty of it. Now we are going to learn when we submit how all the values are being collected or sent to backend. Okay, so let's give something here. Okay, value for everything. So password 1234, number 4, and what is this field, email. Okay, a@b.com, and then telephone number. Okay, 12312. Okay, let's check this, let's leave it, and let's slide it. Let's choose some color. Okay, let's give it a date, give a time, and choose a file. Okay, and then this is nothing to do with that. Okay, now I'm gonna submit. So as soon as I submit, the form get refreshed. Okay, but the URL, if you copy and then if you paste it here, okay, where you will see that everything is available here. First name is Yusuf and password is 1234, number is 4, and there is a email, okay, and there is a telephone. You can see the checkbox is on because we gave the checkbox on, okay. The radio didn't come, okay, because we didn't select it, okay. And the range, you can see it was 28, and color, it gives the color code, and similarly we have date and time, and also the file name log.txt which we have chosen, and submit is submit. So what has happened is, when we submit this form, right, so everything what we have inputted, the value was submitted again back to the same HTML document as a GET request. Okay, so that's why all the parameters are passed in terms of the path parameters in the path itself. Okay, but the point here is, when we learn JavaScript, we will see how do we stop this default submission behavior, okay, and how to collect all this data inside the JavaScript and then do whatever the action we want and then display the result on the same screen. Okay, that we will do in JavaScript. But the point until now is you learned about the different types of input tags, and how all these input tags are used to collect different kind of input from the user. Okay, before I finish, let's give a small thing. So in the input of type text, we have a placeholder, okay, that will be very much used, something like enter first name. Okay, this you might have seen in many websites. Okay, there will be thing coming in like this, right. So that's the end of this video. We just learned a form, label, and input tags. In our next video we will continue on forms, and we are going to learn few more tags like text area, drop down list, okay, and then select there is something called field set. Okay, those are interesting tags. Okay, so we'll see all those tags and then wrap up the form section, and then we'll have some exercise problem, and then we'll go to semantic tags. Okay, once the semantic tags is completed, that's the end of our HTML section. Then we'll go to CSS to move further. Okay, so yeah, that's it for this video. I hope it's helping you on this series, and if you like this video, please like and then share it with your friends. As usual, I'll see you in the next video soon. Okay, until then, thanks for watching.